Hey everybody, it's Jace with Marshall Made Collectibles, and today we're doing an unboxing and review of the heavy armored locomotive from Special Figures. This, of course, is the Lawmaster, the Judge Dredd bike from the Dredd movie with Carl Urban. I was really looking forward to this. I've already got it unpackaged. Right now we're just looking at the packaging, and I got to say I'm very impressed with it overall, especially for the price point. I am not too thrilled how it arrived. The packaging on this is its typical standard fare. It's just a nice little box. Not a lot to be said about the box. You've got some nice catalog pictures of it all around. I mean, they did do that. I mean, they could have just put it in a brown box. But I mean, it's nice for a third-party representation. On this side, you see the red and gold version that they have. They've been showing that with like the Iron Man Mark whatever figure. But the main gist of this whole bike and the design was to mimic the Dredd bike from the Dredd movie. Like I said, the packaging's nice. It's got foam inserts and everything like that, which led me to believe the thought was there to package these correctly. But if you pay attention to anything like some of the 1/6 scale collectible forum boards, whether it be Sideshow Freaks, 1/6 Warriors, any of that stuff, you will see where people have been documenting when they've got their bikes. At the very least, the seat is off, if not more damaged, and mine was no exception. Mine came in pieces, which is fine if it was a model kit, but it wasn't. They sold it as a actual vehicle, and a lot of the stuff that was on mine was broken and had to be repaired. So with that said, let's go ahead and get the bike out here so you can see it. Okay, so we've got the Lawmaster out. And you can see it in all its glory. Unfortunately, when mine arrived, I had the tank that was loose in the box. The seat was, of course, loose in the box, which seems to be something that happens to almost everybody's. The exhaust was loose in the box. My hub and screw was missing from the back tire, and both screws from the front tire and hub were off, and the rotor on one side was out. So I had to replace all that, replace the screws. I was luckily enough to able to find the screws in the box for the front wheel. On the back wheel, though, I couldn't find the screw, so I found a rivet that was close to size, and I fixed that. Was able to fix my kickstand, glue the gas tank back in place. I heated up the seat and popped this in because that's just like a hard vinyl, and I was able to glue the exhaust system back in, which you can see down below. After all that, then it was all fine and dandy. Unfortunately, though, those parts in the box rolled around and did cause some scuffing. I got some scratches here. I got some scuffs down below there. And I got some heavy scuffing over in here, which I guess is fine considering this is a Dredd bike and it's going through Mega City 1. There's going to be shit that's going to happen to the Dredd bike anyway, so it's not like it's going to be perfect, but that's annoying that you have this stuff when it could have just been packaged better. Honestly, I don't think it was the packaging. I think it's whoever put these in the box from the factory. Like they either threw them in like they didn't care because the detail was there to protect the item, and the box arrived in decent condition and everything like that. It just had to be thrown into the box, which showed no care at the factory. So hopefully if they ever produce more of these, they go with a different factory or different packers or different something to prevent such future problems. Anyway, enough with that. Let's just go with the details on the bike. The bike does look dead on for the Dredd bike. I think some people have quoted saying that the tires maybe a little thinner than they were. But for the price point, and I think I got this through KG Hobbies for like maybe all of $110 or $108 when I pre-ordered it. I couldn't be more happy with the final product. I'm not going to be, it's not like it's going to be played with or rolled around, so it's going to be in a static position with one of my Dredd figures on it. So I'm pretty happy. I'll probably go ahead and weather this a little more since we already have the damage on it from scuffs, and I'll just make it look a little bit more battle-torn and war-torn. With that said, let's go over the bike. Like I said, you have the seat up front, you have the fuel tank right there. You do have a little display there. The handlebars are very nicely detailed with the actual throttle. You have your clutch and brake on both. There you go. You do have your pegs for the feet. You've got your clutch foot there. We do have a retractable kickstand. You have a chain which does rotate. Mine just does not want to stay on that inner sprocket really, so I just pretty much leave it alone. This is even actuated. There's supposed to be some like little give there, but it ends up hitting the body of the, I don't know, maybe that needs to come down. I don't know. It's going to hit like up underneath there, so like you're not going to get like a good free roll. You can hear it rubbing in there. I don't know. It does take batteries. With the batteries in, it will light up the headlights and it will light up the dash area. I don't have batteries in right now. I don't even know what they take. I'm not huge on gimmicks. I mean, I'm fine that people want to add those to them, but like you're going to put batteries in it and turn it on once. And I don't know. If I was like 12, that would be huge, and I would love that. But I'm not into like the light and sound gimmicks as an adult collector very much. You got your machine guns. Those are really nicely detailed. You do have the engine stuff. There is some weathering. You see like some little brown hues here. I really think like you do some weathering on the tires. I'll get out my Tamiya weathering kit and get out the earth tones and the metal tones and do some weathering on the engine and stuff like that. Maybe actually do some bullet ricochets or some like silver scraping on there. From what I understand, they did do a weathered version. Those are a little bit rarer. And if you got one of those, I guess you consider yourself lucky. You do get the badge on that side. On the front, it does look pretty menacing. And again, you've got the Dredd badge right there. Not really a lot to go over, but it is a really nice 1/6 scale display piece. Yeah, maybe my suspension's down a little bit. I don't know. I'll have to take a look at that. But let's go ahead and get a Dredd figure out here, and we'll compare him to it and see how they look together. I'm sure they're going to look stellar. And then at the end, we'll do some HD photos. Now, this is not the Dredd figure that goes with this bike. This, of course, is the 3A30 Judge Dredd, the comic book version, kind of based off of the Brian Bolin artwork. As much as I can't stand 303A just because of the quality and craftsmanship of a lot of their products where they don't hold up over time, this Dredd figure is probably one of my favorite pieces, and it's probably one of the best ones that they've done. I've got both versions, this version and the Apocalypse version, which is in blue with the Cursed Earth cloak. Really done well. And I got to say, even though this is not the figure that's meant to go with this bike, they look pretty sweet together, if I do say so myself. Anyway, I just wanted to see what he looked like on him real quick, or with the bike real quick. So let's go ahead and get the correct figure out here. And here we go. This is the Art Figures Dredd on the Locomotive bike. With him on there, he looks awesome. Can't be happier with this set together. is kind of making all the problems I had with the bike itself, the way it was delivered, kind of melt away and disappear, because you're seeing something come together, and he looks sweet. So if you're a fan of Dredd, if you're a fan of like this movie and you're wanting to get like the Dredd figure and you're wanting to get the bike, you really can't go wrong. Even the Anderson figure that VTS put out, or if you went with the Art Figures version of Anderson, they would look good together on this as well. Just an awesome setup. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and take some pictures here at the end. If you are interested in something like this, I would go ahead and seek it out. I'm sure these are not going to be around for a while, and like I always tell you, these are the kind of things that you're going to end up seeing on the secondary market later for like $200-300 down the road, where some scalpers are just going to try to get whatever they can for them. And right now, you can get this bike for like under $120. That's not including shipping, but I mean, you're still looking at like maybe $130, $140 delivered to your house, and that is cheap for something that's going to be such a nice display piece. In fact, I'm thinking about going ahead and snagging myself a second one and just have them together, because I think they would really look good. Have him and Anderson both side by side on their bikes would look pretty badass. Anyway, I thank you for watching. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for joining us. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the like and subscribe button. We really appreciate all the new and extra viewers that we have, and we love you being here. Anyway, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe and hit that bell so you see the new content, and we're putting new content up weekly. So I appreciate you all being here. I thank you for watching, and this is Jace for Marshall Made Collectibles. Take care.